Okay everyone, so we have a lot of people that are starting the weight training program, and I want to go over some basics with you, and we're also going to look at some form on certain exercises that are my favorite. So we're going to just jump into it. You don't have to watch all the videos at once, but definitely refer back to them, especially if you're new to weight training. So the first thing that I want to mention that I always want to remind my clients about, and just my viewers, is why are we weight training? So as women, when we are in a deficit and we are losing weight, our bodies are naturally just going to shrink in the size they are. So if I have bigger hips or I have a little bit of a stomach, as I get smaller and lose the weight, my body is shrinking just to that proportion of my body. Now, when we switch up and we add heavy weight training, that's where we see the biggest changes in our physique, in our form. So now we're creating more defined shoulders. Our stomach and our waist is going to look smaller. That all comes from lifting and lifting heavy. We are not going to bulk up as women. It's almost impossible unless you take a steroid or you're taking a testosterone. So the first question I always get is, am I going to bulk up if I lift heavy? The answer is no. All right, so let's get into the weight training basics. The first thing that we're going to talk about in this video is proper warm-ups. So we do what's called a dynamic warm-up in the beginning, and then we do a static stretch at the end of our workout to keep our hips protected, our knees protected, and our back. So dynamic stretching is not holding a stretch. It's a lot of swinging momentum and motion. So a lower body is basically going to be a lot of air squats, reverse lunges, leg swings. We really want to kind of get that fluid moving through our hip flexors. So one of my favorites to start with is just a simple hip swing, and just to open up those hips. Another one is, think about putting your leg over a fence. So this is our dynamic stretching. We are not holding. Once we do that forward motion of our dynamic stretching, so the swings, the openers for our hips, I also like to move into lunges if you're doing lower body. If it's a lower body day, this is the kind of exercises we'd work on. So it's just a simple, nice side to side movement, opening up, warming up all these inner thigh muscles, hitting our hips and our glutes. Okay, and then finally, I would go into a few reverse lunges, nice and slow, controlled. I usually do about 8 on each leg, and that's your dynamic warm-up.